the OD and the AM with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Best ever. Like ever. And there were two of them. LA Country Club better toughen up, man. It's going to have to show a little bit more teeth, because that course that everybody raved about, everybody loved, and I got no qualms with it, but it yielded some scores at the U.S. Open that we've never seen. That didn't look like a U.S. Open. But it's Friday. Good morning. Happy Friday. Many of you have a 3-day weekend. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. What's good?
What it do?
Hey, do a little of that. How you living today? Good? Better without that?
Checkity check. Nope.
Ooh, checkity check. What's up, DC? How you living back there?
Ricky Fowler, man.
Ricky Fowler, man.
Yeah, that was something.
I mean, why is that your headline? Why not Xander Schauffele, man? You don't like the Aztecs or what?
Well,
is that what it is? You just got something against the Aztecs.
You got me.
I mean, what about Xander Schauffele, man?
Well, his 62 was, second.
We got a leaderboard that's pretty impressive. At 262, look, man, 62, and I know you guys are all going, yeah, what they do on the back nine, huh? Because that's what y'all do, right? I mean, I did you watch it? Did you see the putts that these guys are rolling in? The precision. You had 2 aces yesterday. I'm gonna guess the course gets a little tougher today. I don't know what they're gonna do, because you can only grow the rough so much, right? But I'm gonna guess that they find a way with the pin placement, with what they're going to do on the step meter with the greens, because those scores are ridiculous. I mean, ridiculously good, but ridiculous it doesn't look like an Open, huh? The PGA looked more like the Open.
It did.
What do I got? 37 players under par in a 156 team player field, which I guess isn't stupid. And when you get away from the top 6 guys, the scores aren't ridiculous, right? -3 is acceptable, for a first round of a U.S. Open. But here's where we are. Xander Schauffele, Ricky Fowler, and they'll both go off this afternoon, both at -8. Wyndham Clark and Dustin Johnson at -6. Brian Harman and Rory at -5. And Rory would have been at -6. Did you see his last hole? Did either one of you see what he did? Woo! Look at you.
Trying
Why don't you go under that?
Yeah, I should.
Yeah. We got JJ. I don't know if you're watching on the simulcast. Can you take the wide shot, Adrian? Watching JJ play Twister with the mic arms over here. It is right foot red, left foot yellow.
It's the radio station. What is it?
It's funny as heck, actually. Did either one of you see Rory on the last hole? So Rory, because it was late night, they went prime time on that. ABC took it prime time on the East Coast golf, because you got one of the longest days of the year on the West Coast, and Rory was 6 under on the last hole, got on the really thick rough just on the right of the green, and whiffed it, dude. He literally took a big giant swing and went completely under the ball. They do it too, by the way. And got it on and made a long, long, long putt for par. He did not speak with the media afterwards. I don't know, if Rory's ever going to speak again. He may not. But Rory's decided, look, this is all about golf to me. I'm not talking to the media. Do they have to? Do they have one of those clauses where, like in basketball, you get fined? That was the whole beast mode thing where I'm just here so I don't get fined.
I'm sure there is a portion where you have to speak to the media at some point.
He skipped it. He skipped it. And I think he was pretty hot after that. He didn't speak. It's the second time this week he hasn't met with reporters. But it's in the wake of the PGA tournament. It's partnership with the Live Tour. And by the way, the Department of Justice opened up a big investigation on that yesterday. Brooks Koepka, not a good day. How's your team? Who you got?
A couple guys in trouble. Charles Hatton, Patrick Reed. But it was really interesting how the course seemed to be playing so different for the top few guys than everyone else.
Seriously.
There's some guys that when they got in trouble, they were in real trouble. But when you saw what Xander Schauffele did, what Ricky Fowler did, Xander said after his round, sometimes you got to make stupid putts. Like stuff that you're not expecting to make, but you're draining them from 50, 60 feet to be able to shoot 62 at a U.S. Open.
I like where I am. I got Victor Hovland at -1, Xander at -8, Max Homa -2, Straka even, Phil stumbled in -1 and Hadwin. So all in line to make the cut. That team I put together last minute yesterday, really, 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 really bad. That the one that I'm like, I guess I should put in a second team. Out of 594 and 591st in that one. But yeah, I mean, right now, I think I'm winning $8.
There you go.
All right, $8. All right, we'll get you up to date. They're going to go off this afternoon, or actually this morning, and we'll get you up to date. It'll be fun to watch as we go. Tee times start somewhere around 7:45, I think is what it is. Closer in the 8s. As far as locals, you had Bastian Amat shoot a 73. That is 3 over par. So he is +3. He made birdie on number 1. And then had a double on 7, bogeyed 11, 14, and 18. And then not a good day for Victor Perez. The former Lobo had a 6 over 76, and he is tied for 143rd. I heard on the broadcast last night, it was the first time ever in a U.S. Open round that nobody shot 80 or above. You had 2 guys shoot 79, Aaron Wise and Alexander Yang, but nobody shot 80. And you're like, well, of course, Jeff. But this is where you got amateurs who have qualified, and it's theoretically and typically the toughest test in golf. And so this thing is set up so you have somebody do that, but we didn't. So that's what it is. And then Koepka where is he? +1? Is that where Brooksy is?
Yeah.
Struggled a bit, so he's 9 strokes back. He was on the driving range yesterday afternoon, or last night after his round. Patrick Reed +2, Jordan Spieth +2, Jason Day +3, Adam Scott +3, Justin Thomas +3, Tommy Fleetwood +3. I know he was on your team. I like Thigala. He's +4. So it's what do you make of Phil? What do you make of Phil, the way he's playing?
Phil is a roller coaster ride in majors still, just because where he's at in his career, he'll be a guy that he can be really streaky at this point in time. He can hang around the cut line, shoot 1 under par as he did the other day, look pretty good, because still at this point, when you're playing a scramble game, when you got to get out of tough situations, Phil Mickelson can do that.
He was 2 under for a while, then he was even, then he was 2 under, then he gave one back. I told you why I like him. Like, I picked a lot of the California guys in this one, right? Because the course was so foreign to so many, and that's why, Xander's there, and there's Xander at the top. Now, Ricky Fowler's not a California guy. And I'm not sure that was really good because Patrick Cantlay's not there. And I loved Cantlay because UCLA played on this course, and he went to UCLA. But we'll watch it even out today. I think water, as Nick Nee likes to tell us, water levels, or water finds its level. We can talk to Nick at 8:30 today. Big show for you on a Friday, and glad you're here on The Sports Animal. Don't forget, Nick Nee's going to be with us every Friday at 9 o'clock on The Sports Animal. It gives you a golf tip. JJ may even hit the golf course today, huh? Is that right? You might even hit the golf course today?
No.
I mean, DC, we might even get him out on the golf course. Maybe. It's going to be too windy for you? It's going to be windy today. I mean, I don't.
Might even things out depending on where the wind's blowing.
It certainly does. And then you got to come back and it blows the other way. Although it sometimes feels like it's blowing into your face every single hole. So Nick's going to be with us at 9 o'clock this morning. I don't know why I wrote this. We got weird stuff going on in international soccer that we got to get through. College World Series starts today. A ton of football news and a big day in Denver. Can they stop shooting people at their damn rallies? Like, what the hell is going on up there? Like, with all due respect, and I love big rallies, I love parties, and it looks like, boy, your boy Michael Malone got loose, by the way.
He was having a good time, wasn't
Oh, your boy got loose. Like, I mean, coach.
he? He was primed up by
A
10 o'clock.
little decorum, like a little holding it together, a little bit.
No, he let it all go.
I think he stopped at the dispensary on the way, and then we have Trulies in his hand the whole time, was getting loose on Trulies.
Yeah, he was getting loose. No doubt about that.
When we come back, we're going through that, and it seems like Nicola like Parade. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The boys of summer are playing.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke.
What's up? It's the opening drive. You know, big day in Denver, big party. Can I hit just the negative first, and then we go into the fun stuff? Is that all right? I mean, because we can't pass on it, right? If this would have happened in Albuquerque, and you're like, parade in Albuquerque for a winner, you're funny. But I mean, if right, you just look at it happens everywhere. And I tell, not that it's acceptable. I tell people all the time, you know, we got crime here, yeah. And is it a little worse than others? Maybe, but there's crime everywhere. Everywhere just doesn't celebrate every murder on the news and do a countdown every time there's a murder. Oh, and this is the 66 homicide, and it's 67. I mean, but can you guys throw a parade without a shooting, please?
It's a rough couple days.
Drug deals? Is that was the deal with both of them? It's unfortunate. Did someone die yesterday? And then we had the fire or the officer who was hit by a fire truck, and he may lose his leg. Correct? That's horrible. That one sucked.
That's a tough one.
I mean, they both suck, but that was really rough. All right, and then it was other than that, it was a big old party, and your boys got loose. I mean, it's everything a parade's supposed to be, right? Slurring coaches and players, check. Alcohol abuse, check. Shirtless people, check. Dropping F-bombs on live TV, check. Some outrageous statements, check. I mean, did they miss a beat? They threw a parade.
They covered about everything.
Yeah. They may never have thrown a Nuggets parade before, but this one pretty much, right? I think it hit you got all your whole bingo cards done, right? All right, your boy Vic Lombardi from Altitude Sports got it going. And I guess when you take a shot at the rivals, take a shot at the rivals. Vic Lombardi got this thing going, and somehow the Lakers got into this.
No coach has ever told an opposing team and its fan base to take that L on the way out. He came into this world as the son of a coach, but in these playoffs, he became the Lakers' daddy. So I tell you what, NBA, put that in your pipe and smoke it.
When you talk to parades, you have to yell like you're in WWE. Can you have to talk like this when you're screaming at people?
I think so. Apparently.
Is that right? Say check. All right, another check.
Prerequisite. And this is what you got to realize.
Yeah.
What is said at parades, what it says is that pep rallies will live forever. And once it's out there, you get to eat that for the rest of your life. But in the moment, you're just celebrating a championship and you don't care.
All right, so Michael Malone didn't say
He didn't say that.
He didn't say that he's a Lakers daddy.
It will be attached to him.
And the Lakers will have that. And when they beat the Nuggets at some point next season, and they will at some point beat the Nuggets in a game next season, it's going to be daddy slapping. And that 100% that lives forever. All right, what was the biggest story going on the parade?
Nikola Jokic.
I mean,
just wants to go home.
And let the man go home now. Can we put him on a plane and let him go home now? Can he go to his horses? Can he go to his buddies? Can he go have a big party? Can he bring the Lariot to Serbia? Can we do? And by the way, would he be fun to roll with in Serbia?
I bet he would be a blast.
Yeah. Here's Nikola. When did he scream? And you know. Oh, sorry. Here's Nikola Jokic.
Okay. Thank you, though. You know that I told that I don't want to stay on parade, but I f***ing want to stay on parade. This is the best. This is amazing. This is we're all gonna remember this our whole lives, and when we see you guys that came out on the streets, and actually this one is for you. We love you, Denver. This one is for you. Thank you, guys.
First of all, he didn't have to scream. He just spoke. He bleeping loves parades. Who doesn't bleeping love parades? You know, I mean, a good parade is really cool.
But he didn't care, Jeff. He didn't care.
Can we bury that, please?
That was the first time I ever had to clean up a Joker bit. He is so clean, but you knew he was into it.
Parades, man. It changed you.
So you had to clean that up?
I couldn't go on air as is. I mean, he was dropping bombs just like everyone else.
No, I appreciate. Thank you for keeping your job and hours. How do you not like? I think the haters are few. Don't you? They're the minority. And they're just trying to be cool. Don't you think?
Absolutely, because he's one of those guys. If you don't like Joker, there's something about yourself that
Right.
you
There's
need
something
to
about
address.
you, right?
He's in that group. The Brady's, even LeBron. There are certain guys that if you don't like them, there is something you need to
I'll
address.
argue that a little bit. I mean, there's certainly something about Brady if you didn't like the deflate gate and a lot of that stuff. And there's half the world doesn't. I think LeBron's. I think half the world's Republican, or half this country is Republican, half right and left, and I think half of them are right and left on LeBron. I'll argue with you on that one, but we'll do that.
And I'll take that because you're right. The political thing does change things.
Well, and we'll argue LeBron a different day because I don't want him to come into the Nuggets thing. We can certainly do that tomorrow. Put it on the list for tomorrow. But I think that if you don't like him, that's a you problem. Like, what don't you like about him? He doesn't want to go to the parade because he want to go home. Tell me again.
But then he got to the parade and he's like, "This is fantastic.
I bleeping love this." I bleeping love this. This is a guy, and you're gonna tell me he's not humble. Really? Where was the me moment with him? That I want to go home. Where's the lack of humility there? Where's tell me what it is you don't like? He's not flashy enough. His game's boring. I don't know. His game's really diverse.
That is the one thing I can't wrap my mind around.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, it's just like Tim Duncan and the Spurs. What's wrong with good basketball? Like, why did it ever get that narrative? And it's just because there was not off the court headlines.
I think that's a big part of it. And there isn't the highlight tape player on this team. That means the Kobe, the LeBron, the Michael, the high flying, super crazy athletic. Like
sorry, Aaron Gordon can't jump over a mascot during
by the
the
way,
game.
he is pretty damn good. Aaron Gordon. There isn't that highlight tape guy, right? That oh my, but there really is. There is. It just looks different than it has in the past. That's Nikola Jokic. I mean, some of the stuff he does is holy bleep, but it's not impressive enough for some people. All right, and then your coach, man. Like, God bless him. The Mr. Focus. This is the NBA Finals. How do I have to? Your boy, when he hit the finish line, got loose. He unzipped his quarter zip a little bit. I would say loosened his tie, but that was so 2019. He loosened the quarter zip, and your boy was slurring and dropping F-bombs. And I mean, Coach, can you hold it together just a little bit?
He had his chain on.
His shades on.
He was having a good time.
I'm thinking he hit the dispensary, and then it looked like he was on a Truly's the whole time. He was going hard on Truly's. But there was something else.
Enjoy the moment.
Hell yes.
Enjoy the moment.
Mark Madsen is most famous for what? Being the head coach of Utah Valley and now Cal, or what he did at the Lakers parade.
Dancing at the Lakers parade.
100%, right? 100%. Here's Michael Malone performing yesterday. We don't have him? Okay. Oh, I thought that we came pre-scrubbed. Oh, thank you. Good call. All right, we'll play you, Michael Malone, after we beep him out. I mean, can I tell you I don't have a problem with it?
This is what it's all about. This is, all right, you want to take the stuff that's out there, put it on the bulletin board for next year. You have fun with that, Los Angeles. This is all about the Denver Nuggets, all about those fans in the moment, because the reality of it, that's probably a once-in-a-lifetime moment.
It
what
might
just
be.
happened yesterday.
It very well might be. And, Michael Malone says we're going to run this back. Run. I think there were a few F-bombs in there. And if your initials are MM, like Mark Madsen at a parade, you gotta be memorable, I imagine. And I know you're typing it right now, and go ahead and send it. I'll read it. And if that's your feeling, I'm good with it. What about the kids? There were kids there, and they were dropping F-bombs, and how could they drop the F-bombs? And they were on live TV. Okay. I mean, I guess there's I'll beat you to the punch. Yeah, I guess that, and they probably never heard it before. My 8-year-old's never heard it before. Well, he's heard it now.
Only your 8-year-old goes to school.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, because that's coming. How do you feel about that?
I kind of laugh. We were talking earlier about South Park. It's like those kids talk like that, whether you want to believe it or not.
Yeah. Is your kid, how old is yours? Yours has it.
He's 4, but
yours has it. Yeah.
There's been a few times I hear him. I think, what did he just say? And then I realize I have to clean up my language.
And yours hasn't yet, right?
No.
So I cuss. I mean, I do.
Here's the thing, Jeff, and you know this. It's not other people's jobs to parent your kids.
No, that's right. But when Addie was young, like, I did not cuss around her. I really cleaned up my language. I was actually, I mean, obviously I do 3 hours of radio a day. I can shut it off, right? And
we're actually on a 7-minute delay.
Need to be. And there's 3 of them in case we expire one. But I remember the day, and I want to say she was about 12, maybe 13-ish, when we're in the car. And she was talking about her day, and she dropped an F-bomb. And it was, and I was driving. I looked over, kind of side-eyed at her, and she's looking side-eyed at me, like, "Am I going to get slapped? What's he going to do?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then what? She's like, "Oh, what?" Like, I mean, bottom line is, I know I didn't teach it to her. The kid, like, to your point, the kids are at school. They're talking about it. They're doing it. Now she talks a little bit like a sailor now. I'm like, hey, that's your Nana. Can you clean it up with Nana, please? Like, I was on a FaceTime with her and my brother's kid up in Oregon yesterday, and my mom, and the two of them. I'm like, hey, it's your grandmother. Like, the two of you? One's a senior in high school, the one's just finishing his freshman year in college. I'm like, can the two of you, like? And they're like, what about you, Dad? I'm like, all right, fair enough.
I remember my daughter's first one, and I had the same side-eye reaction, but I just cracked up. I couldn't help it. It was so funny.
Yeah, no, I was laughing so hard inside, and she was just waiting for some reaction. I didn't give it to her. I just didn't give it to her. And, but yeah, so that's coming, right? Somebody's going to, well, that's not good for the kids. And how can these kids, they're out there drunk and they're cussing, and yeah, that's probably right. And you know what? Then you shouldn't bring your kid to practice.
Everything can be a learning and or teaching moment.
Yeah, just tell them that's what happens when you win an NBA championship. So when you win an NBA championship, you're allowed to do that.
If you go win a championship, this is what you can do.
Yeah, if you win the NBA championship. All right, can we hear Michael Malone when we come back? How long is it going to take, you think, to clean that up? No, give me a number. I'll tease it for that time. You want it at 8 o'clock? All right, at 8. So at 8 o'clock this morning, you'll hear Michael Malone slurring through his bleep-laden mess. When we come back, there's a lot of movement in the NFL. But there's a former NFL star, fair, who had his team, owns a football team in a league, and they basically told him and his team, go away. You're not going to be surprised when you find out who it is. Next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report brought to you by...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at U.S. Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with U.S. Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with U.S. Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from U.S. Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At U.S. Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky.
Gopher says, parade hot take. Jeff, this baseball team can never figure it out. Just wait until the party the OD throws. It'll dwarf what happened in Denver. Drunk Sushan wearing that PCL championship belt. Yeah, I think that's right. If they ever win it. Text lines 505-246-0610. Congratulations to the Nuggets. A parade is supposed to be a party at a pep rally. Grown-ups cuss. Yep.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, it's been the minority. Although when you hear Michael Malone, and we're going to play him at 9 o'clock. I'm sorry, at 8 o'clock. At 8 o'clock. Nick Nee's with us at 9 o'clock. When we play him at 8 o'clock, I think he takes the all-timer for coaches. Like, do you ever remember a coach that loose? Players get loose, dude. They all do, right? This is their thing. They're all out there with their shirts off and smoking cigars and with their kids and drunk. And do you remember a coach that loose ever? I can't even think of something that's close.
They called him Mikey Malone yesterday.
Were they calling him Mikey? That's perfect. Like, I can't remember anything close to that. Yeah, it was loose. All right, lots going on in football. We're going to get through a bunch of stuff as far as the NFL and rumors in camp and really bad stuff. All right, so your boy Antonio Brown, and I'm talking to whoever I'm talking to. Remember Antonio Brown, the great Steeler receiver that then was with the Buccaneers or the Patriots and the Buccaneers and walked off the field, and then
Who doesn't remember Antonio?
Tom Brady saved him, and then Tom Brady was the worst guy ever. See, there you go. Not everybody loves Tom Brady. Antonio Brown doesn't love Tom Brady. See? And then it's always somebody else's fault. And then he's got lawsuits against him and everything else, right? And with Antonio Brown, it's always somebody else, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Always.
3 months ago, Antonio Brown bought the Albany Empire. The hell's the Albany Empire? They're a indoor football team, an arena football team in the National Arena League, the NAL. In fact, they're the two-time defending champions. And he bought the team, and they have thrown him out of the league. They have shut down the team. Antonio Brown's team, they kicked the defending champions out of the league, JJ. They're out.
He gone.
He hadn't paid his bills. He refused to pay money that was owed to the NAL. And we're not talking like a huge chunk of money, but like he was hit for $1,000 fine. About comments he made about the league, wouldn't pay it. There was an assessment that so there's 7 teams in that league. They all have to split operating costs. Wouldn't pay it. Quote, this is the league. After exhausting all avenues, the NAL Board of Owners have decided unanimously to terminate the membership agreement of the Albany Empire. The decision was reached after an emergency conference call of the members in good standing to discuss Empire's failure to pay their league-mandated and overdue assessments. How about this, dude? So he paid his first bill back in April. Wouldn't pay May, wouldn't pay June. They gave him a deadline. He said, bleep you, and he's out.
And that was already with not paying players.
Yeah. Wouldn't pay staff. Coach
Head
quit.
coach left.
Yep.
Players left the team.
Yep.
Like, what a disaster. At what point, and that should have been a long time ago for a lot of people, but
Yes.
when you're talking about minor league sports, someone you feel has the bankroll, you're going to be like, of course, Antonio Brown, yes, you buy this team. This is going to be fantastic. You stop trusting Antonio Brown. That should have been yesterday.
Don't you guess, though? See, this is tough, right? The NAL. Have you ever once heard of the NAL?
Not until Antonio Brown.
Have you ever heard of the Albany
started messing
Empire?
around.
Have you heard of them? No, none of us have, dude. Now we have. And so that league, and specifically, well, that team, it doesn't matter because he bought it, but that league probably went, oh, this is so cool. Right? We're bringing in an NFL pro, all pro guy. It's going to bring notoriety to our league. Remember when, was it the Stars, the Gladiators? Somebody at one point, Terrell Owens going to play a game for one of the indoor teams we've had here. Right? And it's like such a big deal, right? And so it's going to bring notoriety and it's going to be great. And oh my goodness, it's not. It's flat out not. He's sued by a jeweler. He's been sued by women. A jeweler said he owes him $1 million. He's sued by his marketing company for $2.4 million. He's accused of trying to rip off a music promoter for $500,000. And it's always somebody else's fault. Suggestion. If Antonio Brown comes your way, nah, man, I'm good.
Say no, thank you.
I'm good. No, man, I'm good. All right, another really good receiver. It's a better receiver. Nuke Hopkins or Antonio Brown in their prime? Ooh, huh?
That's
fair question, right? I'm going to say Nuke Hopkins. Antonio Brown was faster. Nuke Hopkins was better. You think I'm wrong?
I'd go Nuke Hopkins.
Where would you go?
Man, Antonio Brown in fantasy, those were some good years. But
Different story.
Right, and that's true. And that's so I'd probably take Nuke, to be honest, in real football.
Antonio Brown was great, and he can get past everybody, but Nuke Hopkins is just terrific. All right, so Patriots have been hosting him. They're going to both take time, him and the Patriots, to assess their options. I know Dan Orlovsky was all over ESPN saying I wouldn't let him out of the building. And I had done everything I could do to not let him out of the building. He was there Wednesday. He was there Thursday. They both call it productive. There is no deal, but they're both talking optimistically that they can reach an agreement. He's a free agent, was released by the Cardinals recently. This is an interesting spot for him because we're talking about a whole lot of teams in the AFC. And the Patriots don't seem to ever be one of the teams we talk about in the AFC because nobody believes in Mac Jones. You're going to believe in Mac Jones a hell of a lot more if you throw this guy on the outside, aren't you?
You are. And of the teams he's visited so far, the Tennessee Titans, New England Patriots, he'd have the biggest impact on those teams because they're starving for wide receivers. And I think the biggest impact would come from him landing with the New England Patriots. And if you're in New England, this is the moment where you can't let him leave. I agree with that statement. You need something in that offense. Last year, Jacoby Myers was the leading receiver with 67 receptions, 804 yards. And
who was that? Was that Myers?
Jacoby Myers.
Yeah.
And now he's in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And if you want, Mac Jones to at least be one of those competitive guys again, like he was as a rookie when they had real-life offensive coaches, Josh McDaniels, got to the postseason, you got to make a move like this. And wide receivers are difference makers, are impactful, and even Nuke Hopkins, because New England can give him a little bit more money than anyone else, and it's not as simple as, let's just go join Kansas City or Buffalo. Those teams be good, yeah, but they don't need him. Like Tennessee and New England are teams that are desperate for a Nuke Hopkins.
So New England signed Juju Smith-Schuster in the offseason. They gave him 3 years, $25.5 million. Now, the knee injury that Juju suffered in the championship game, the AFC championship game, he's still recovering, and he's day-to-day, and they're not certain when he's going to be back. And he's got previous history going all the way back up to Pittsburgh and to Kansas City. And so he may well be behind schedule getting acclimated to this whole offense and could be part of the reason that they're so interested in Hopkins, although the reason they're so interested in Hopkins is because he's Hopkins, right? Yeah. Their receiving core is a questionable Juju, who, by the way, is not a number one. Do we agree on that?
Juju would just fill the slot role,
right?
Possession game.
All right. Devontae Parker is a nice number 2 or 3. Tyquan Thornton, Kendrick Bourne, Kayshon Boutte, Demario Douglas, Trey Nixon, Raleigh Webb, Ed Lee. That's their receivers. And you're expecting this young quarterback to go out and be the guy, like you need him. And if you need to pay a little bit above market value, this would be the guy you pay above market value for, right?
Yes, it would.
I can't agree with it more. I would not let him out of the building. I just wouldn't. All right. Chiefs got their rings. What makes them so special? Tell you about that when we get back. And boy, a passing of a name and this was sudden and crazy, and what happened, and it's relative. Well, not relatively. It's beyond tragic. So big rings for the Chiefs, and what makes them so special, and the death of a name that is going to ring a bell for you when we come back. Hey, you got an alarm at your house, right? You got an alarm at your business. You got security cameras everywhere. It's not enough. Aaron Jones opened International Protective Service, IPS, back in 2006. And that's that layer of protection you need. I've trusted IPS for years to watch my home. It is affordable private security. Don't wait to be a victim of theft or vandalism. Be proactive and call IPS and have them watch your home. When your alarms go off, they're there within 5 to 7 minutes. They stop the bad guys. Armed, trained security officers. IPS offers standing guards and 24-hour patrols to protect your home and to protect your business. They'll respond quickly to alarms. They prevent loss and damage to your property. Private security that is affordable and can save you money. The number is 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420. You can go online at ipsglobal.com. IPS is making Albuquerque a better and safer place to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say, people mean more.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at Golden Pride at abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
You know, when I first saw the headline yesterday, I'm like, what on earth? Ray Lewis dies. And then, not that this made it much better, but it was Ray Lewis III, the son of the Pro Football Hall of Famer, Ray Lewis, died. He was 28 years old. He played football like his dad did at Miami. He was a running back in his home state of Florida, played cornerback at Coastal as well. I don't know what happened. Do you? I look through the stories, 28 years old. But certainly, I don't know. What you guys, did you see the headline? Did it hit you at first? Like, what? And then, oh, well, that still sucks, but different kind of what?
It was so sad. Some of the things his brothers were tweeting and saying, it made me very sad.
So what do you know that I don't?
No, nothing official's out there, but it sure sounded like it might be something self-inflicted, potentially.
Mm. Yeah, it's brutal. It is brutal. So condolences certainly to those who knew him and to that family. On the other side, celebration. You had a parade in Denver, and we're going to hear from head coach Mikey Malone coming up at 8 o'clock.
Mikey.
Definitely
Mikey.
Yes, it was Mikey yesterday. Chiefs got their Super Bowl rings yesterday. At some point, are they just going to be like Volkswagens on your finger?
Volkswagen on a stick.
613 diamonds. I like where you keep it. What do you do with it? The process was unbelievable. So Jostens made the rings. Each one contains 613 diamonds, 609 round diamonds, 4 Marquise diamonds, 35 rubies. Each ring is 16.1 carats. You ever go out and buy a diamond ring? Like you guys both got engaged. You bought diamonds, right?
Oh, my goodness.
I wonder if my guy John Thomas could make these.
I'm sure he could.
Right? It's like the designs are – each one's got to be guided. It says Chiefs Kingdom on one side with the Super Bowl 57 logo. It's got the guy's name on the other side with his number all in diamonds, and it's got the 3 years that they've won, 69, 19, and 22. And then the top of it is just this beautiful encrusted logo. And God bless them. I mean, the 3 Lombardi trophies, make them bigger, better, brighter. And then it opens up and shows the stadium, kind of like the Rams thing did.
That Rams ring was so cool.
Yeah, it was bonkers. We all want one. They are. It's like salaries to me. Like, where does it ever end, right? I mean, how big are the next one's going to be in the next one? Because everyone's got to be bigger than the last, right?
It's going to be like brass knuckles.
The features on the ring, the team's logo was 16 rubies. 16 represents the number of division titles for the franchise. 50 diamonds on the Arrowhead portion of the team's logo, representing the 50th anniversary of Arrowhead Stadium. It's got the 3 Lombardi trophies, each one of them with a Marquise diamond at the top, representing the team's 3rd Super Bowl. See what they're doing here? Everything's got a theme. A total of 16 baguette diamonds at the base. That represents the 16 players who scored a touchdown during the regular season. A red backdrop created from 19 rubies and 38 diamonds. The Chiefs scored 38 points in the Super Bowl, which was the 57th. 38 plus 19, I believe to be 57. Is that right? That's right. 54 diamonds along the top. That represents the deficit in terms of total points the Chiefs had to overcome in their 2 most recent Super Bowl championship runs. Who the hell came up with all this? A removable top. The ring can turn into a pendant modeled to look like Arrowhead Stadium, so if you want to wear it around your neck. And each player's name in gold, along with a row of 13 diamonds. So the winners go the spoils, man. So that means the Nuggets thing is going to have to be bigger than this. What do you want to see on the Nuggets ring? 37. That's how many Trulies Mikey Malone had during the parade. How many F-bombs Jokic dropped, right? I mean, What do you want to
That'd be
see?
a fun one.
Yeah, it would be. It would absolutely be. How many horses Nicola has? It'll be something else. But they love it. And to the winners should go the spoils. This is unbelievable. You ever put one of these on? Have you ever worn a Super Bowl ring?
I have actually.
They're gigantic.
They are. It is unbelievable. It almost filled my palm.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. All right, you'll hear Mikey Malone when we get back. He's the coach. This is the all-time coach parade speak, I think. I really do. I'm not sure I've ever seen anything like this. You'll hear that when we come back. Nick Nay's going to be with us at 8. We're going to get you a golf tip and talk about the U.S. Open, which is underway. Projected cut line is +1. Well, there's a lot of guys that are going to have to make some moves today. Glad you're with us. Happy Friday, and thank you for spending time with us. It's the Opening Drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
Pitch. There's a line drive right at the shortstop for out number 3.
Apodaca ripped to left field. That will bounce in, so it's going to be extra bases as they'll have to chase that one at the wall in the warning track. Flipped up, there's no play at home. So it's an RBI double for Andrew Apodaca. Runner at third. High leverage spot. Can Chavez keep the tie? No, that's going to be cracked into left field. It's a base hit as Love puts the Sandia Matadors ahead for the first time today.
The 0-2. Upstairs goes the backstop, and the run will not score. Gun down at home.
Chavez rocks and fires. Ahmed, that's going to be an RBI for Ahmed as that one right through the gap in right center. Petrie will scoop that one, and it's looking like a triple as Ahmed plugs into third base, and what a way to score that run for the Matadors.
Coach Romero barking out his orders there to his players. He's been around the game for a long time. Nice shot to center field. That'll bring runners in. Just like that, LaCueva will bring 3 runners in to go up 3-0. Runner advances to third. Shot to center. That looks good. That's gone. Man, outstanding center shot there. As LaCueva will score. Antonio Lucero, second baseman, quite the hitter.
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
Everyone loves a parade. Good, drunken, sun-soaked parade. Boy, they love it in Denver. Boy, does Mikey love it as well. What's up? And merry whatever day. Oh, it's Friday, and many of you have a 3-day weekend because we're celebrating Father's Day all weekend. Oh, wait. Happy Father's Day, boys. Happy Father's Day weekend. Hope you guys get to enjoy it. I got breaking news before. Well, I think it's relatively breaking news. Is this this morning? Yeah. The Warriors, as you know, they're Bob Myers, their general manager, former president, has resigned. They are reportedly going with Mike Dunleavy Jr. to replace him, and I normally wouldn't go big on a general manager. But Bob Myers gets, JJ, as much credit as anybody, maybe this side of Rob Pelinka, for putting a team together in the NBA, right? I mean, he's the guy who drafted Draymond and Clay and kept Steph around and hired Steve Kerr. And Bob Myers was a gigantic piece of putting together that dynasty, and who was going to replace him was a big deal. Mike Dunleavy Jr. was kind of the front runner on this, and it sounds like he's going to be the guy.
This is huge because this is the last run for this Warriors. Like, what are they doing? Klay Thompson, year left on his contract, and he wants to try to get another bite at the apple. Draymond Green, and what's a fair deal to keep him around? Who's more valuable? How do you do it? What can you turn your lottery picks, Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, into? Are they pieces, try to get the veteran or two in the lineup? Because with Steph Curry, the way he's playing, that there's still a team that can win some playoff series.
Absolutely.
And make a run. But this is now the first big-time decisions. You ran it back. You did something incredible after, Klay Thompson had the knee and Achilles injury. But I think he could be on the outside looking in, but I don't know how you make that decision. I don't know how Mike Dunleavy Jr. comes in, and then he's the one that says, of these big three, one of you might have to
So
go.
do you think he was the wrong guy, or you think he's the
No,
right
I just think it's going to be incredibly hard for him to make that.
Whoever was
Bob
after-
Myers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's different ability. But this is huge because we've talked about teams that are so good they're able to make mistakes, and that's the Warriors. Like, they flubbed a top 3 pick. Like, if you think back when they drafted Wiseman,
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
like, that's a draft where you could be like, wait, they could have a top 3 pick on this
Who else
team.
was
Yeah.
on, who was in that draft?
And it would have been an interesting basketball fit, but it was the LaMelo Ball draft,
Mhm.
like guards like that. Like, so they could have had another immense talent on this team. Nope. But Kuminga on the trade block. So this is congratulations on the appointment, and now you got to make the next biggest decision in franchise history of what's left with this core, and do you keep them around?
It's a really interesting draft because Anthony Edwards went 1. They took Wiseman at 2. LaMelo went 3. And while LaMelo's been terrific, they had Clay and Steph, right? I mean, they went a different way. Bulls went with Patrick Williams. Cavs took Isaac Okoro. Okongwu went to the Hawks. Killian, find me. Where's my first impact guy in that draft? That's really bizarre, huh? Where's my first impact guy here?
And I don't know. And it's
Is
tough
there one? Tyrese Maxey,
because
21.
yeah. But it's also
21.
tough because if you're a team like the Warriors, because Wiseman went to Detroit and he had some nice moments because they were letting him play. And so if you're going to say, like, when do you ever let Wiseman play?
Mm-hmm. What do you do with Draymond there? I mean, it's his option, but there's a good chance he opts out to try to get more money and threatens to go somewhere else. And I'm going to guess if he opts out to get more money, you got to let him go.
Draymond or Klay Thompson is the question. Like, who are you giving?
Who do you want more?
I think it's Draymond Green.
You want Draymond more?
Yeah.
I go the other way, I think. And I know what Draymond does there, and I don't know how you replace that. So I don't say that lightly, but I've thought about this a lot. I think you got to take a little pressure off Steph. I think that having Clay there while Steph is never open frees him up a little bit. I mean, if Clay's not there, I mean, what you hoping Jordan Poole turns into Klay Thompson? Did you watch Jordan Poole in the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
He ain't Klay Thompson.
But Jordan Poole's also under contract for $160 million, and you're going to have to pay Klay Thompson.
Yeah, I know. They got a tough puzzle to put together. They got a really, really tough puzzle to put together, and it's Michael Dunleavy's job. All right, parade yesterday. You clean this up now? We can hear your drunk coach. They got loose. They had a blast in Denver yesterday. You heard Nikola Jokic say, I love parade. I love bleeping parade. In fact, is what he said. Michael Malone at least kept his shirt on. I'll give him that. I know you listen to their head coach. I want you to picture him with his hat on, his dark glasses on. I think he had a drink in his hand. Here's your slurring coach yesterday having a good time at the parade. Leaned over. Give me something close. I got an email. I think Pat Riley in 1997 says Honda was close when he guaranteed the Lakers would win the belt again the next year. Jeff. All right, let me roll that one back. He might have been enjoying himself a little bit too. And I think they did run it back, didn't they? Your boy was
The last
loose.
sports parade we had was Holly Holm. Because they threw a parade for Holly Holm after she knocked out Ronda Rousey. We always joke, but a Michael Malone would be the Lobos fan base if they ever got to the Sweet 16.
Yeah, I got breaking news. Frank said you better check UNM Lobos Twitter. Joe Franklin is leaving UNM. What? Joe Franklin is the track and cross country coach. Joe Franklin is going to Louisville.
Dang.
This is a guy who is a legend. 2 national championships, 27 conference championships, 10 individual NCAA national champions, and 201 All-Americas. Joe Franklin, and some of you are going, yeah, whatever. No. This is the best in the business. UNM is losing their track and field and cross-country coach.
Wow. Huge
Don't you
college
think?
athletic news.
I'm going to try to see where Joe is and see if he'll spend a minute with us. But, I mean, from your perspective, and we talk about, what the golf coaches and the cross-country track coach has done here. I mean, this is gigantic.
It's huge. Every coach at UNM looks to Joe Franklin and what he's done. National championships, athletes going to the Olympics, All-Americans. The Lobos on the map with the best teams in college athletics. National championship weekend. The track and field events that are in Albuquerque. The events they hold are also in part due to what Joe Franklin has done with that program.
We've marveled at why, and Joe's been on with us so many times about how do you build it here? How do you have the consistency? And, a lot of it, they like to come to altitude. Well, there's a lot of places with altitude, dude. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of places that have altitude. There's Utah's and Colorado's and, Wyoming's and Flagstaff. He made this place a destination. Let me give this to you again. 2 of the 3 national championships in the history of that athletic program are his. 27 conference championships. 10 individual NCAA national champions. 201 All-Americas. Joe's quote, "It's been a magical time at UNM from the day I got here in 2007. Our goal was to give our student athletes increased opportunities in the classroom, on the track, and on the world stage, and we did that. Now my family and I have the opportunity to go to the University of Louisville to start a new chapter in our lives. I'm very thankful for our 16 years in New Mexico, the lifelong friends we've made, and the lives we've impacted. I certainly want to thank UNM Athletic and campus administration that have been incredibly supportive of our program and throughout this whole process. I'm looking forward to watching and rooting on the turquoise at the national championships in the future." End quote. Damn, dude, it's a big loss. It's a big loss, and I'm sure Eddie did everything he could to keep him here. And sometimes it's time to start a new chapter. And I don't know what the money is involved, but man, I'll tell you what, Joe's a friend. Joe's a star. Joe is a good dude. Joe is a hard worker. Joe is a professional. Joe is a winner. He's a national champion. But above all, man, that guy did it the right way. He did it with probably less resources than other people. And that is someone that's going to be missed. I got a note out to him. I'd love to. We're going to try to get him on. I don't know where he is, what he's got going, but we're going to try to get a hold of Joe. But that's big news in local sports today. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. When we come back, USA Mexico played CONCACAF semifinal in the the Nations League yesterday. They didn't finish the match. Referee stopped the match. No, not because it was a blowout, right? Not because of
Take that L. But what a mess.
What a mess. Why did the referee stop the match, and why does soccer have this problem? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. You do anything.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your coverage from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
It's Animal. All right, a little breaking news this morning. Michael Jordan is selling his interest in the Charlotte Hornets. So we'll get more into that story coming up here in a little bit. All right, you played an international soccer match yesterday, USA and Mexico. This is a big rivalry, right? Every time they get together, it's a big deal, right? National teams play. All right, this is the CONCACAF Nations League semifinal. For those who aren't familiar, because there's a lot of cups, a lot of things, a lot of tournaments, explain this one to people who might not be soccer
Easiest
fluent.
thing. It's just another opportunity for the countries in this region to play competitive matches with the trophy at the end.
Okay. This was in Vegas. United States won 3-0. The referee
destroyed Mexico, by the way.
Just dominated them, right? Yesterday.
Like one of the best they've looked in that matchup.
And unfortunately, that's not the story.
No.
I mean, I'm not soccer hater guy. I'm just not. And as good as they look, that's just not the story. And I wish it was. The referee had handed out 4 red cards in the game. That means ejections. Paused the game late in the match in the 89th minute because of anti-gay chanting heard from the crowd in Vegas. This is at Allegiant Stadium. They resumed play with 4 minutes left in injury time. Referee blew his whistle and said, "We're done." He ended the game. Now, it was 3-0. It was in extra time. It's not like Mexico was coming back and winning this. So I don't believe it affected the result in any way, and I don't believe anybody is claiming it did. But the issue is, why is it in that sport that like the anti-gay chant? And this is not just in America, right? This is an international issue.
No, this was Mexico, 100%.
This is all Mexico,
100%.
All the Mexican fans.
Yeah, they have to stop selling tickets.
But they can't.
Yes, they can. One of these tournaments.
How are they gonna do it?
You're done. Like this is because Mexico, they've had trouble with this in their home stadiums. They can't stop it. They've been fined before, and they don't care. Like, you're just gonna have to play closed doors matches if you're Mexico, because this is constantly
even
happening.
If you do it here, you shut the doors in America. I mean, I don't know how you control who's buying tickets on the second.
Because that's what the problem was. Because Mexico was getting their doors blown off. The team had no chance against the United States.
Right.
And then late in the second half, they do the chant when there's a goal kick. And
what's the correlation? I honestly don't understand it.
They just do it. And they try to direct it at the goalkeeper, but it sounds like the whole stadium is doing it.
Yeah.
The homophobic slur. And so when they're getting their doors blown off, they're down. It came. And the only way to stop it is to either say, hey, guess what, Mexico? You guys forfeit these games, or you keep your fans out. Like, it's that bad right now.
What do you think they should do? I mean, I don't know how you keep their fans out, dude. Honestly, secondary market is where most tickets are sold these days. Okay. I mean, it's very rarely that you're buying tickets out of
because that's what the problem is.
And everything's online. And so, I mean, I just don't, what are you going to do? You're asking for a passport when you get in? Who's your allegiance to? Who you rooting for? What jersey you're wearing? I don't know how you keep anybody's fans out.
I mean, you could make them non-transferable, and there are ways to limit where a ticket can be bought, but it would be nearly impossible, though.
I mean, really?
So you're just going to have to start forfeiting games if you're Mexico.
The governing body for soccer issued a statement this morning. Quote, CONCACAF strongly condemns the discriminatory chanting by some fans during the CNL semifinal between Mexico and the United States. Chants heard during the game led to the activation of the anti-discrimination protocol by match officials. Additionally, security staff ejected several fans for engaging in unacceptable behavior in the stadium. The incidents are extremely disappointing and tarnish what should have been a positive occasion to showcase high-quality football in our region, end quote. Basically, they said that it was not because of protocols, but it was a referee's decision, which, by the way, was probably the right decision. To your point, they got to figure it out. And so this is all in Mexico? This only happens in Mexico's matches?
Well, not only, but
always.
It wasn't the United States fans.
No, I get it. I
chanting
get
that to the
that.
game.
I get that part. I get that part.
They've struggled with it for years.
So when U.S. plays Trinidad and Tobago, we don't have this issue. When they play Costa Rica, we don't have this issue. When they play Canada, we don't have
Not
this
like
issue.
this. No.
Not like this?
No, Canada's not doing that. Canada and the United States aren't chanting that.
All right, but other South and
Sure
Central
there
America
is
teams?
that, but not to this level. That
It-
problem you get with Mexico.
At some point, I mean, it's 2023. Like, love who you love, have your feelings, but what are you doing? Why? Somebody's going to have to explain to me the hate. Because I just flat out don't get it. By the way, what did it mean? 3-0. All right, go to the football. They looked really good, huh?
Christian Pulisic, 2 goals. You had the interim coach who was coaching his first match ever. Like, he's been an assistant. He's never been a head coach at any level. And the team he puts out there shreds them.
Yep.
It was great. Now, the end of it, there's a whole lot to get into with Sergio Dest, one of the United States' best defenders, lost his mind at the end. He got a red card, which is going to keep him out of the finals. It's things you can't do like that because that game was getting messy. I love the physicality, the energy from the United States, but they got dragged into some things late in the contest where they didn't need to because you got to go play to win this tournament against Canada on Sunday.
All right, well, if you want to get into that, you can. And the lines are open at 505-246-0610. That's also the text line. Emails are coming in this morning, and I got a ton of them at Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. But now I'm going to suggest you direct your browser towards our website, sportsanimалabq.com, because coming up at 9 o'clock, we've got a terrific sweet deal for you. It's Dave's High Desert Grill. And for $25, you get $50 over at Dave's High Desert Grill. Josh is in this morning. Good morning, Josh. How you living?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Excellent. Appreciate you coming by this morning. So you got 2 locations. You guys are on the east side now.
Yes, we are.
All right. That's a big deal for, I don't know, people like me.
Yeah, we're right there on Eubank in Spain in the Promenade Shopping Center.
How's that doing?
Pretty good so far. We're really rocking it.
It's what do you expect? Like, is it comfort food with a touch of like New Mexico? So it's burgers and steaks and bowls and salad, but like a little touch of New Mexico to it.
We have a little. We call it American comfort food. We have a little bit of New Mexico in there. You know, we definitely have some red and green chili. Our green chili.
I guess that's
too.
Requisite if you got a restaurant in New Mexico.
Absolutely, you have to have red and green,
Right.
otherwise you don't survive. Yeah.
Yeah. What? So when you say it's American comfort, what does that mean?
Stuff like pot roasts, burgers, steaks. We have a turkey bowl that's amazing.
Turkey bowl.
Thanksgiving dinner all in one bowl.
Really?
Oh yeah, pretty good.
That sounds delicious.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Where are you? Eubank in what?
Spain. Right there in the promenade. It's if anybody knows, if you've been here a while, you know the old barley room.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you're in that space right there?
We're in that space.
So that place is popping. You got Bosque, which right in the front is always full, and then you're in that great space right there. There's that the new Mexican restaurant right there on the corner where the old soccer place was, and you're in the barley room.
Lindo, Mexico. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're doing pretty good too.
That's the spot.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing?
Right now, my favorite thing is our happy hour specials.
What's that?
From 3 to 6 every day, we have draft beers from $4 to $5. All of our house wines are $5, and we got some amazing new happy hour grub. We've got our sliders that you can do. We have our giant Bavarian pretzels, and one of the things I really wanted to touch on is our wings. We just did a wing special. They're the cheapest in town, but they are the best tasting. So you can get 6 for $5 or a dozen for 10.
Cheapest and best sounds.
Yeah, but best.
Yeah.
So cheapest price, best quality. Yeah, so come on down and check
this
out.
one looks good. This is me. Prime Choice Cut Burgers.
Oh yeah.
Dave's Valley Burger, Applewood smoked bacon, avocado, blue cheese crumbles, homemade onion rings, pepper jelly barbecue sauce.
That pepper jelly barbecue sauce just puts it right over the top.
The mushroom Swiss burger with sweet potato waffle fries.
I'm about sweet potato anything.
I know you are. I know you are. All right, so this is a spot. And on the west side, where are you?
On the west side, we're right down the street, 4th Street in Osuna.
Okay, so wherever you are, let me make a suggestion for you. Put it on your lunch run. Okay, everybody's like, hey, let's go to lunch. Where do you want to go? Dave's High Desert Grill should be on your lunch run. Hey, I'll meet you at Dave's. It's on 4th Street.
And Osuna.
Yep. So go by there, get the sweet deal. For $25, you get $50 worth of Dave's High Desert Grill. You know what that translates into? $25 worth of free for you.
Absolutely.
And you're going to find a new favorite place. If you already know about it, then, well, it's already one of your favorite places. Go by and check them out. Your website is, if people want to see the menu or check it out.
They can just Google Dave's High Desert Grill, and they'll find it right there.
Easy.
Easy peasy.
No, easy. Go do that. Eric, great to see you. Go to our website, sportsanimalabq.com, right at 9 o'clock. Click on the sweet deal icon, and $50 is yours, and it only costs you $25. It is great to see you. Josh, have a great day today. Have fun running around Radio Ranch here, and always appreciate you.
Thanks, guys. Always a pleasure. Have a great day.
You too.
Thanks.
It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is brought to you by Blake.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420
888-866-20 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
One thing that has been constant has been the success of the track and field and cross country programs, and that's because of the leadership of Joe Franklin. We got big breaking news this morning locally. A guy who has been just a pillar of consistency, but really more than that, just good people, man. When you get good people doing the right thing the right way for the right reason, you get the right results. And Joe Franklin has done that at the University of New Mexico since he got here in 2007, won a couple of national championships, and had insane levels of success. 2 national championships, 27 conference championships, 10 NCAA individual national champions, 201 All-Americas. This morning it was announced that Joe is leaving. He's going to take over the cross-country and track and field programs at Louisville. Joe joins us this morning on the opening drive. Congratulations, my friend. I'm happy when good things happen to good people, and I'm bummed for this community and that university, but I'm stoked for you. How you doing?
It's busy, Jeff. It's been a busy morning, but Mindy and I are excited about it, and we've preached for the last 16 years to give opportunities to our students in all aspects, whether it's in the classroom, in the professional world, going to medical school, or maybe even being a finalist in the Olympic Games. And this opportunity presented itself to Mindy and I, and we decided, it's time to take an opportunity for us, and that's what we did.
I've been trying to sum this up, and you and I spoke briefly just a few minutes ago, and you summed it up better than anything I could have ever said. You said we had a magical run, I believe is what you said, and it's been magical, Joe. It's been special. It is, and New Mexico and the university and the city, it's a magical place, and hopefully people by our success can see what can be done here. Instead of saying it can't be done, just try. And if you try, good things happen, and work hard, and don't be satisfied with the status quo. And we come in here 16 years ago and not tried to be the best we possibly could be. We may have had some difficulty, but we tried everything and worked hard, and the administration was supportive, and Eddie Nunez has been supportive in everything we've done, and we've had a great run as a result, because we had a vision and said, why, instead of why we can't do it, why not do it?
You know, Joe, you look at things now and you see the national championships, the conference championships, but what were things like when you took over in 2007? You mentioned that vision. What was the vision at that time?
When I took over in 2007, I took over for Matt and Mark Henry, who are unbelievable human beings, and they had some constraints that they were dealing with. So when we came in, we just wanted to utilize what UNM has to offer and try to get that message out to kids, not only throughout New Mexico and the Southwest, but also the world. And it worked. And it's worked like clockwork since. So the vision when I got here was always the same. It's never changed, and it's not going to change when I get to Louisville. It's give students opportunities, be a good person, and let's see how good we can be.
Joe Franklin is with us. He's leaving UNM and becoming the head track and field and cross-country coach at Louisville.
Now, Joe, you mentioned if you try, good things will happen. Who was that person for you? Who instilled that in you that then you started to impart on all the student athletes?
Oh, gosh, it's probably my high school football coach.
Really?
It was probably, I was a marginal mid-level Indiana football player and didn't really run track until my sophomore year, being a whopping let's call me 5'9". Let's call me 5'9", but he was always just had a vision and try. And he probably put that from a sporting standpoint in it, but my parents were always super encouraging. They didn't know a darn thing about sport, but it took my mom, probably 5 years after I started running to figure out actually how far I actually ran. So it's probably my football coach, my high school football coach, a guy named John Fallis.
Yeah, you always, in all our conversations, you always saw the big picture, and you were always really vocal about needing, you said the necessity for football to be successful is going to make everything better, and you were always on that train. And I'm going to guess, the sports, they call them the Olympic sports, the non-revenue generating sports, coaches aren't always behind football, and you always were. You always saw the big picture. Why is that?
Well, I'm kind of a student of college athletics. I know I read D1 Ticker, I read AD Scoop, I read all these things. So one of the things that you learn is football does drive the ship, and it's just the way it is. And you don't have to. You have to accept that, and if and embrace it. And when you get good people like Danny in there, everybody wants it to be successful. And remember when the split happened in athletics, when the split was happening with the Big 12 and all those things, there were some power basketball schools that were considering getting left out because their football teams were irrelevant.
Yep, Kansas.
And that's what started to change my mind. I can go through stories and stories about that, but that's just the way it is. And I want them to be successful. I want everybody to be successful. I want softball to be successful. I want basketball to be successful. I want soccer to be successful, because in this town, in Albuquerque, everybody will support it.
I think that's right. Joe Franklin's with us. He's been the cross-country track and field coach at UNM since 2007. He's leaving to take the job, the same spots at Louisville. The University of New Mexico has won, I believe, 3 team national championships in its existence. You've won 2 of them. Did you ever sit back and give yourself that opportunity to just, whether it was just you and Mindy, what it was, whenever, to realize what you've accomplished? And I know you're not a me guy, and you're going to be incredibly humble and talk about all the people who did it. Did you ever give yourself the satisfaction of going, damn, we've created something really, really cool here?
I did about 3 days ago.
Nice. Good.
About 3 days ago, I started to think about some of the things that we've done, and it's special.
Is it sustainable here without you? And I don't know if you've got any suggestions on who replaces you.
Yeah. Everything's sustainable if people have a vision and a dream and try and are good people. Yeah, everything's in place. I've said this for years. New Mexico, in all aspects, is a gold mine. We just got to try. And that's the city and the state and everything. We just got to try.
Can't agree more. What are you walking into? What kind of program are you taking over at Louisville? Obviously, it's an opportunity for you and Mindy. It's going to be another challenge. You're going to, and I say a different level, but you're at the top level. Like you're one of the top programs in America. When I watch the cross country championships, you're one of the only, you in Northern Arizona, one of the only non-quote unquote power schools or power conference schools there. So what are you walking into at Louisville?
I'm walking into a situation that's very different than ours. It'll take some time to get things going, but we'll start on that today. When I get off the phone with you, I'm going to make calls to current members on the team. Those are the first recruits I need to call. With the portal the way it is, those students are important, and even though there's unknown there, I just want to try to get them to believe in what we do and make sure that they don't go in the portal real quickly.
I know for a fact this wasn't the first opportunity that's come your way. There's been many. Why was this the right one and in the right time?
Well, this is a little unique in that I grew up in Indiana. I personally don't have any family there anymore. But my wife, Mindy, her family is about 70 miles away. And that's important to us. Sure. We love New Mexico and everything that it has to offer. But we want to, being closer to family is important. And that's one of the main reasons why this, not only is it a great opportunity, but then you throw that on top of it.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, Joe, you mentioned this. I just love your attitude about the state of New Mexico. What was it that it clicked for you when you're putting it in the work, you're seeing the community, that you started to believe in what you were saying about the state?
I believed it before I got here. Because at the time, Albuquerque was more well-known outside the United States as an endurance training center than it was inside the United States. We had some elite-level professional cycling teams in the early 2000s that were here. And we had a lot of super elite international distance runners that were training at Academy. So I saw it before I got here. When I was at Butler, I actually interviewed at 2 jobs with that whole 14 years that I'm aware of. I mean, they had other things, but really seriously considered 2 jobs, and the other one was Northern Arizona. So that you have to find something unique and build off of it. And Albuquerque is a wonderfully unique place.
Now, Louisville's getting not only a great coach, but just an insanely genuine human being. And I'm proud to call you a friend. Joe, it's our loss. It's this community's loss, but we had you for, 16, 17 years. And you're right. It was a magical run, and you were the magician. Go do your magic at Louisville. I'm stoked for you and Mindy. I just, like I told you when we spoke briefly, everything that comes your way, you've earned it, you've deserved it, and I can't be happier for you. Best of luck to you, my friend. I know we'll stay in touch, and I think on behalf of New Mexicans, thank you for everything that you've done here, because you did it the right way. You got unprecedented results. No coach in the history of UNM athletics has gotten results in any sport that you've ever gotten. And keep doing what you do. Best of luck to you and Mindy. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, guys. And remember, just wear turquoise on championship day.
That's right. And I know you're busy, man. Go do your calls. Thanks for carving out a few minutes. We'll see you.
All right.
Take
care.
Bye,
guys.
Be well. I know that sounds hyperbolic, but I want you to think about it. Every coach that's ever been through the University of New Mexico, he's won 2 national championships. The whole school, the other one is in skiing. Okay? He's been the most successful coach in the history of that program. He did it the right way because he loved this place. And JJ, the answer to your question, when you asked him, when did you believe in this place? I believed before I got here. He's not full of crap. Like that guy is so genuine. And you and I have had conversations with him, and I know I have, about like you don't get a lot of coaches in the Olympic sports that are all about football, because he got it. He understood that the more successful football is, everybody else wins. You don't have to love it, but he accepted that's what stirs the drink.
They're losing not just a great coach, but a great person. There's such a good vibe in the athletic department. Anytime you talk to the coaches, they're just like, we just want to do what Joe's doing. We just want to be like Joe.
One of the best. And I know he's passed up opportunities, and good for him and Mindy to go get an opportunity to go back near family, and he's got another challenge, and he's young, and he'll be able to do great things. Yeah, that's a tough loss. I don't know where they go. I don't know if there's someone in-house, but somebody's got big shoes to fill. I'll tell you what. All right, 505-246-0610. Nick Nee is going to be with us. We're going to talk to him about the U.S. Open, get you a golf tip. He's the director of golf at Sandia Golf Club. That's coming up this morning at 9 o'clock. We're going to give away 2 tickets to go see the Duke City Gladiators here in just a moment, so stand by. But I'm going to tell you about on-the-spot automotive detailing because your car needs it. I know. Mine does too. Look around. You're in it now. You're like, yeah, no, I do. I call on the spot. Have them detail your vehicle. Get it ready for the road trips, the kids, just for you. You spend a lot of time in your vehicle. Make that time more enjoyable. Call on the spot. They'll come to you at your convenience, where it's convenient for you, when it's convenient for you, and detail it inside and outside and under the seats and hood. And just when they're done, it looks and it feels and it smells brand new. Remember when you took it off the lot? It was fun to get into it. You enjoyed it. It's now going to be ready for the road, ready for the kids, and more so ready for you. If you need extra protection, ask them about ceramic coating, paint protection film, or window tinting. We've got that hot New Mexico sun that's showing its teeth starting about now, and our military gets a 10% discount. Schedule today, 505-859-2859. That's On the Spot Automotive Detailing at 505-859-2859, or go online at otsdetailing.com. All right, we got 2 tickets to give away. It's Gladiators on the 24th against Las Vegas out at the Rio Rancho Event Center. Caller number 4 right now, caller 4 at area code 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610. You win a pair of tickets. Go see the Duke City Gladiators against Las Vegas. Courtesy of your good buddy DC at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called...
All right, I hope you enjoyed Joe Franklin. If you missed it, want to hear it again, it'll be wherever you get your podcasts. And I really encourage you to take a listen. And that's going to be a tough one to replace. It's going to be a tough one to replace. And I know it was a hard conversation for Eddie because, I mean, that's one of the best coaches and people you're going to meet. Just period. You're going to get great interest. This is a national championship program. You're going to get great interest in this program, but it's a tough one. All right, this is I don't know how I missed this. When did this come down? This morning? I guess it did. So Deion Sanders, the head football coach at Colorado, has a couple issues that are non-football related that he's got to deal with. So I guess at Jackson State, he had foot issues that, remember when he had a scooter? He was on a scooter for a short while on the sidelines. He had 2 toes on his left foot amputated due to blood clots. I did not know that. Did you know that?
No, that was news to me.
Evidently, his situation has gotten worse, and he posted this morning that he may lose his leg. He says, I don't have a feeling in the bottom of my foot at all. I just want to know what we could do because I want to do it this summer. When we get rolling, I'm not going to have time for it. He could lose his leg. Do we know what it is? Is it blood clots? You have to understand what the risks are. Things can cascade. He said that he only has 8 toes, and he could lose his foot. This is pretty serious stuff. So we'll watch this. Quote, as you know, I've faced some medical challenges with my foot, but I've never said why. I've never said why me. I keep moving forward, progressing. So you never know what a person may be going through while I sit in your seat of judgment, but you can trust and believe that we are all going through something. Just keep the faith and know that if he brought you to it, he will bring you through it. I'm Coach Prime. I'm built for this. All right. Best wishes to him. Nick Nee next. We're going to talk about the U.S. Open, get you a golf tip. Crazy good scores yesterday. What a busy morning this morning is. The opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Hi, Bridget.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
and act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke.
Running. It's the OD in the AM with three-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bond.
All right, a little breaking news off the top. Ja Morant has been suspended by the NBA 25 games. Is that the number?
25.
The betting over-under was 24.5. Vegas is always on. They're always on. We'll discuss that more coming up in the next segment and what that means. But the U.S. Open is underway. And we had a historic day yesterday at the LA Country Club. Everybody bragged about the course and how unbelievable it was, and then a few guys went and ripped it to shreds. Now, the scores at the top are crazy. We've never seen a 62 in the U.S. Open, and we had two of them yesterday, Ricky Fowler and Xander Schauffele, and they'll both go off this afternoon. But when you get past the first six, that's Rory McIlroy at -5, Brian Harman, Dustin Johnson, Wyndham Clark, they're not outrageous. And out of 156 golfers, only 36 of them were under par. But like 5 guys ripped it to shreds.
Yeah, it was 2 historic rounds. And Kyle Porter, CBS Sports golf writer, one of the things he wrote, he said, variance in score in lieu of sheer brutality is the sign of a tremendous test. I thought that was interesting because you do look at the gap. Like you had 2 dudes that were historic, and the rest, it's obviously still a challenge.
Well, it's supposed to be the ultimate test in golf, and the ultimate guy in golf, for us at least, is Nick Nee. He's the director of golf out at Sandia Golf Club. Joins us this morning. Good morning, Nick. How you living?
I'm living well. Good morning. Happy Friday and happy Major Championship Week in LA Country Club.
And happy Father's Day to you coming up. I know it's a big weekend for all of us. What did you make of yesterday? Is it what it's supposed to be? Is it because it was you had a little bit of everything? I saw it was the first round ever in the U.S. Open. Nobody was over 80.
Yeah, I think the USGA did a good job of playing the golf course as it was designed. They didn't really adjust a whole lot. Obviously, they grew the rough as high as they possibly could, but you got the fairways that are really generous and big. But I think this is kind of the narrative that they want. Allow them to kind of make some headway first, and then the golf course will just progressively get harder and harder and harder until we get to Sunday. And we find the ultimate champion at the best test in golf, like you said.
All right, explain that. How does the golf course get harder and harder and harder if the weather's not going to be, we're not going to have big winds, we're not going to have cold temperatures or rain. So how do they make it harder and harder and harder?
Yeah, great question. The USGA will do a good job with hole locations today, I would anticipate, and really penalizing you if you miss it offline. And then as the week goes on, because you got the California dreaming temperatures and it's perfect, they're, firm it up, make it harder. Not only will they try and change some angles that the ball has to go into the hole and what tier you need to get it on those greens, but just mainly the hole locations, specifically probably today and tomorrow, you'll see a lot harder. But, you got Wyndham Clark out there that's under par, Andrew Putnam's under par. So there's some guys that are putting up some scores early in the first couple holes, but the holes that will play hard, they will make them extremely hard. And if you get out of there with a par, it's a heck of a score.
You talk about the rough, and I don't know if you saw the primetime coverage last night. Rory McIlroy in 18 was 6 under. And he was trying to go up and down and maybe make birdie, and he was in the rough on the just off the green, and he whiffed. He completely came under the ball. The ball did not move. It cost him a stroke, and he had to make about an 18-footer for bogey. Did you see that? Because I think that's what, when you watch U.S. Open, that's what us amateurs who hack like that all the time kind of go, all right, those guys do it too.
Absolutely. I did see it, and, they are human, and it's kind of good, especially in this test. You get that at the British Open as well, at the Open Championship, when they have to play in those brutal conditions that some of us just try and stick it out, in these wonderful wins we get here in Albuquerque. But specifically here with course conditions, you get to see that, they are human, and they do hit shots like we do. Now, we're not playing in the rough that they play in, but it's really just a testament to, if you miss it offline, if you miss it in the wrong spot, it's going to be penal to you, and it's going to be tough for you to get out of there with a 4, with a 5. Sometimes you're making 6 on par 5s. It's a test, and it's good to see that, again, those players are human. They're the best in the game. It's fun to watch them. I think the leaderboard is stacked at the top, which is going to make for some great theater, if you will. But, I tend to like that we see that they're human in regard that
totally.
Sometimes they just don't hit the perfect shot.
Totally. Nick Ney is the director of golf at Sandia Golf Club, with us on the opening drive on the Sports Animal this morning.
Nick, one of the fascinating things, too, is pin placement in all this and what they do to try to give you that different look, where they put it on the green. What goes through your mind about pin placement? Of course, you're not trying to destroy everyone and come out to Sandia, but like where you want what you want certain shots to look like.
What he's saying is you can tell what kind of mood the greenskeeper was in, what kind of night the greenskeeper had when you go out and play golf.
Certainly, absolutely. That's the running joke when you get one of them tucked hole locations. I think it's similar to LA Country Club in regard to, at least here at Sandia, right? We are very much a second shot golf course. Fairways are generous. They're generous in LA. But really the importance is when you put a hole location against a ridge, right? Is that ridge behind you, in front of you, left or right of the pin? And what section of the green do you need to get it on? Sometimes it's not hitting the yardage to the hole location. You have to fly it beyond it to keep it up on the top tier, right? Or you got to stay below the hole so you're not on top of the ridge and having to putt down it, or right or left, things like that. And what they'll do is they'll put it against the ridge, but then they'll stick a hole location right next to the rough or right up against the bunker that has a steep face. And if you miss it, you're going to be two-putting if you're lucky, because now you're going to have to traverse that ridge coming from a bunker or the deep rough or any sort of native grass that they have. So it's interesting to see where they put hole locations. I think today you'll see them tucked a little bit. You'll probably see 6-7 holes that are really challenging. You'll have 6-7 holes that are gettable. And then you'll have 6-7 holes that are very much just a standard, get it on the right tier to 15, 20 feet, get out of there with par. If you roll one in, you steal one from the field. But as Sunday gets here, where those hole locations are going to be awesome to create drama within this championship, because if you miss it on the wrong side of the tier, you're going to be lucky to two-putt. And if you miss it off of the green and the putting surface, you're going to be lucky to get out of there with a bogey.
What'd you make of Xander and Ricky's round? -8. Never seen it before in the U.S. Open.
I was super happy for Ricky. You know, us being in the industry of golf and on the working side of the industry and members of the PGA of America, to have someone that is an ambassador to the game like Ricky is, I think it's really good and validation for him, because he's been struggling, and now he's been trending nicely this year for sure, absolutely. But I was just impressed with where they left the golf ball. They left it on the right side of the hole. They hit it close when they needed to hit it close.
Second
when
shots.
They had gettable wedges, they were firing on all cylinders. I thought it was just impressive in where they placed the golf ball to make sure that they gave themselves the best possible look. And then you have him, and he sets history, and then here comes Xander 22 minutes later finishing, and he's tied with history. So I think it's great to see. I think it's wonderful for the game of golf to see that a golf course that plays to its modern or its modern nature, that's how it's designed, and these guys are so good and put up the scores that they put. I was just happy to see that it's Ricky and Xander, because I think for Ricky, it's validation. I hope that he he could put another one together today.
Yeah. All right, two guys, before we get into the tip, two guys I know a lot of people are interested in. Brooks Koepka won the PGA. He is +1, struggled, couldn't make a putt yesterday. And then Phil was hovering around. He was 2 under, 3 under. Now he bogeyed his first hole today, so he's given one back. He's at even par. If Phil's interesting. It's the one he's never won. He's always around there in the U.S. Open and never won it, but he's at the top of the leaderboard. And he's been playing well in majors.
He has. He's done a really good job of trending at the best time of the year, obviously in Augusta, and then the PGA, and now the U.S. Open. He's not out of it by any means. I mean, we'll see what these guys do this afternoon and later this morning when they tee off. But, it's interesting. I think some of the setups, obviously Augusta is not – the greens are their defense, the green speed and elevation. The PGA Championship was fairly wide and receptive greens, so you can kind of, it's a bomber's paradise, so to speak. This one is very much now golfers target golf all the time, right? We're trying to execute a shot in our mind to a target, but this golf course specifically, the second shot, where you place the golf ball, what target you have to hit on, because it's not always at the hole. It's not just get out there and hit drivers as far as you can and try and shorten the hole, because that's going to lead to shorter or less score. This is very much methodical in how you attack the golf course. And when you try to overpower it, I think you see in Brooks that it's just not going to work.
Yeah, we're playing golf this week. A lot of people have a 3-day weekend. Weather's going to be nice, a little wind. What do you got for a golf tip?
Yeah, happy Father's Day to both of you guys, and hope everyone gets out to enjoy the wonderful weekend. Our tip for speed this week is we're just going to do a drill, 5 tees. You got to make 3 balls at each tee to move back. You're going to put a flag stick or an alignment rod 1.5 feet behind it, or however short you want. If you do hit that stick, you got to move up a tee. Play it with a friend. It's a really good competitive drill. We do it in junior camp that we just wrapped up last week, or yesterday rather. It's really good on working on pace and distance control. The first couple, we're really focusing on really trying to make it because it's 2 3-footers. Mm-hmm. Then the next station's 4 to 6 feet, 6 to 8 feet, so on and so forth. You're trying to progressively see how hard you got to hit it. Now, as you get used to that, challenge yourself and put a breaking putt into it, and how that break and the speed that you have to hit it with the break once you get comfortable with it. But for juniors, we do it on a flat straight putt. And then the advanced kids, some of our junior league all-stars, we'll put a breaking putt so they can understand speed with break and how the two need to marry together to do it, to have effective speed and get it close to the hole. So we're eliminating strokes by 3 or 4 putting.
Yeah, I think the speed on putting is one of the biggest things in the game, right? I mean, you lose so many strokes right there. And you watch the pros, and when they miss within 2 inches to 2 feet. Their speed is it, and I think that's where more strokes are probably lost. Am I wrong on a golf course than anywhere else?
No, you're absolutely correct, 100 and 1,000% correct. We've got to have proper speed, and that's the first thing that we work on in any junior camp or any junior instruction, or if anybody's really struggling with scoring, what does your speed control look like on the green? Because more times than not, that's 4, 5, 6, 7 strokes right then and there. And if we just understand how to manage the round with proper speed, not only in straight putts, but once you get those breaking putts, right, what speed and what pace am I hitting the golf ball on the green? Am I rolling it on to determine the speed? Am I aggressive in taking some of that break out, but I got to be very precise in the line I take? Or am I dying it at the hole, and what's the apex to get it to the proper speed so it's next to the hole and I eliminate the 3 and 4 putts, like I said?
All right. Get people out to Sandia. Let them know what's going on.
Yeah, I'd love to see you out at Sandia this weekend. It's a busy weekend. It's great weather. Golf course is in great shape. It's getting a little hot, but come out and see us. Stop by the patio. Again, 14 new items on our Sandia Clubhouse Grill menu. Patio's open, indoor dining. Daily deals are still rocking. We're going to push some new deals coming through. So if you haven't signed up for that text club, please do so at sandiagolf.com. It's the red ticket. It's the best ticket to the cheapest round and best deals here at Sandia Golf Club, rather. And again, we still have the promotions in the golf shop for the merchandise. Come in and check with our professional staff. We'll relay all the specials we have going on for all of our retail items, and we hope to see everyone here at Sandia Golf Club. And if not, please get out and play, enjoy the game, and have fun doing it.
Happy Father's Day, my friend. We'll talk to you next week.
Happy Father's Day to you all as well. Thank you.
Well, Nick Nee, the director of golf out at the Sandia Golf Club. How's that breakdown?
Fantastic.
It's so good. And, you hear all the time they're going to make the golf course tougher, and I know people go, well, how the hell are they going to do that? And
in placement.
Yeah, and shortening and lengthening some of the par threes, where they, what they do. Yeah. So hopefully that helped. All right, when we come back, the breaking news out of the NBA, the suspension of Ja Morant, what that means, why they did what they did. We'll explain that and get into that. And what that means for this young man moving forward. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Registration is now open for the Lobo.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your business or home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits.
I mean, you guys don't have to work on Monday, right?
If you got your funky bus fare. Bus coming down the street, moving pretty fast, so kind of shuffle your feet. Get on the bus, pay your fare, then tell a driver that you're going to a double Dutch affair. D-I-O-L, well I be darned, here it comes, the double Dutch bus is on the street. You better get off the curb, move your feet. Bus fare, trans pass, that's the way my money lasts. Ain't got no car, get around when I go to work. I gotta go downtown, now I miss my train. That's a darn shame. When I'm running late, no sleeps to blame. If you got a wife, you know I'm right. You got a special animal, I could understand.
Sometimes I feel like I'm turning blue when I hoe. Is that a bad thing? Happy Father's Day, ho! For you. What do you got? All right. Coming up at right about 9:33, former Lobo Tony Snell with a big revelation on national TV today. Breaking news in the NBA. Ja Morant suspended for the first 25 games of next season for conduct detrimental to the league. Suspended from team activities back on May 14th. He's not allowed to be in public leagues and any of these things. No team activities, preseason games, nothing during the suspension. The commissioner of the NBA is Adam Silver. His quote was, and first, I think you all know the situation, back in the Denver strip club 4 months ago-ish, whatever. He Instagram lived holding a gun, flashing a gun, got suspended, was told, look, man, don't do that again. And 2 months later, he was on Instagram live again, flashing a gun. And so, quote from the commissioner, Ja Morant's decision to once again wield a firearm on social media is alarming and disconcerting given his similar conduct in March, for which he was already suspended 8 games. The potential for other young people to emulate Ja's conduct is particularly concerning. Under these circumstances, we believe a suspension of 25 games is appropriate and makes clear that engaging in reckless and irresponsible behavior with guns will not be tolerated. For Ja, basketball needs to take a back seat at this time. Prior to his return to play, he will be required to formulate and fulfill a program with the league that directly addresses the circumstances that led to repeat this destructive behavior, end quote. You good with this?
Yeah. 20 to 25 seems fair when you take a step back, and it's not just this incident. It is a lot with Ja Morant, a lot with the people surrounding him. And this is his final wake-up call, man. Like, they're giving you the opportunity. Yeah, you're suspended, but they're going to let you come back. I need to check your best friend who's been involved in all of these situations. He's been suspended from attending Grizzlies games for a year. Get that figured out, because Ja Morant's 23 years old, and he's a star in the NBA. He should have a bright future ahead, and it's things like this that can easily derail you. And I know a lot of people are screaming like, oh, this could be to the All-Star break. This could be that. Well, the NBA found themselves in a bit of a rough situation because last year they suspended Miles Bridges 30 games for a severe domestic violence incident. So then you can't come out and say, oh, Ja Morant, you're missing 45, 50 games. Won't play until the All-Star break.
So there's so much here. You could have, because this would have been a second offense. Right? I know that you're saying what's more severe, but this would be a second offense. That would have been a first. Okay, so you could have justified it. You could have said this is the second time.
Well, I think they need to relook at the other policy.
Fine, 100%, but you could have. So the NBA did everything it could to help Ja Morant. Remember when the Denver thing happened? JJ, what did they tell him? What did they tell him? Did they tell him you can't own guns? They did not. Did they tell him you can't go to strip clubs? They did not. Did they tell him you cannot Instagram live? They certainly did not. They tell them you can't go shooting. No, all they said is do not flash guns on live social media. That's it, right? They didn't tell them you can't own your guns. They didn't tell them stop hanging out with your buddies, although they may have suggested that, or watch with whom it is you're associated. They lay down one stipulation. Hey, don't flash a gun on live social media again. Or on social media, probably. One, seemingly pretty easy to conform to stipulation. No? I mean, granted, you and me and you don't have the problem of flashing our guns on social media. Ja seems to get off on that. Okay, good for you. But they made this as easy on this young man. They sent him down to Florida for a weekend to rehab, which was a freaking joke. And then to play basketball again. And dude did the one thing, the one thing they said don't do. Like, you got kids, man. When you tell your kid, hey, do not pull your pants down in the living room. I don't know, whatever. What does your kid do? Do not pee on that. I don't know. That's probably not right. Do not leave your socks in the living room anymore. And they leave your socks in the living room. Okay, dude, I told you not to do one thing. We're gonna have punishment here. I mean, am I wrong? Tell me, am I missing something here? They made this. They gave him every opportunity, and he violated it. They have no choice here.
It's multiple incidents that added up. He had chances, and he did not take any of those chances to turn it around.
25 feels right. You know what? Betting over under was 24.5 on whichever sites were taking book on this. Well, it's crazy to me, man. But it's where we are, and it feels right. And it feels right. And I don't see a whole lot of people complaining about it. There's very few people who are kind of, yeah, you didn't do anything wrong, and everybody's allowed to have a gun and all that mess, right? There's very few that are still on that train. I mean, do you hear any voices on that? I don't even hear Josh saying it. Do you? 25 games. All right, when we return, former Lobo basketball star Tony Snell, 9 years in the NBA, pretty good career, made a lot of money. Tony Snell was it Good Morning America today?
Today Show.
The Today Show today. Sorry, one of those morning shows. Tony Snell, the former Lobo, was on the Today Show today with a revelation that he made about himself that he didn't know about when he was here. And a pretty bold move, pretty brave move by the former Lobo. We're going to get into that when we come back and what it means and how he could really help a lot of people with what he did today. I think this is really cool. John Thomas Jewelers has helped a lot of people. A lot of you are looking for that perfect gift, looking for that perfect ring. You're ready to make her your wife, aren't you? There's only one spot, and it's not one of those mall jewelry stores where you're going to go in and go, oh, that one looks nice. It's John Thomas Jewelers, 3rd floor, the Lewis University building, on Louisiana, 1 block south of Manal, right across the Coronado Mall. So you go into John, and you're going to design a ring. Now, you can pick one out if you like, or you're going to design a ring. Jeff, I don't know how to design a ring. I got it. They're going to walk you through this process. That you're going to design this unique, beautiful ring that'll be the two of yours for the rest of your life. That'll be hers and uniquely the two of you. And it's more affordable than you think because they do it all right there in their facility here in Albuquerque. They don't ship it out to LA or New York, wherever people ship out jewelry to get made, designed, fixed. It's all done with the experts right here at John Thomas Jewelry. And now, with any purchase of just $5,999, they're giving away a 7-night all-inclusive trip to the Dominican Republic. It's ideal for couples who are celebrating an anniversary. Get the jewelry on the trip. Getting engaged, you get the ring on the honeymoon. So is anyone looking to get away? This is all-inclusive. Any purchase of $59.99, you get the food, the drinks, the tropical destination, and it's a gift. It's not entered into some sort of a drawing. Go to johnthomasjewelers.com. Visit them on the 3rd floor of the Lewis University building on Louisiana, 1 block south of Manal, directly east of the Coronado Mall. John Thomas Jewelers, if you can dream it, they will make it.
Registration is now open for the Lobo Cancer Challenge.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
U.S. Open Round 2 underway at L.A. Country Club, and there's been a little bit of movement this morning. At the top, Wyndham Clark is 1 under on the day, so he's moved into within 1 stroke of the leaders. He's at -7 overall. Brian Harman's dropped the stroke to -4. Phil Mickelson started the day at where the hell did he go? He started at -1. Oh, there he is. All right, he's back even today at -1. So he's made a bogey and a birdie. Your leaders will go off this afternoon somewhere around 2:30, 2:54, right in there. All right, there's a story today, and you all remember former Lobo Tony Snell. Tony was drafted. Was it the Bucks who drafted him, right? Is that who's no Minnesota? Chicago drafted him. That's right.
First round draft pick.
Yeah, that's right. I know he was a first round draft. He spent a lot of time in the NBA, different teams, nine years. Tony's on the Today Show today. And JJ, I learned a lot about Tony just watching this piece. He's got 2 kids.
Did as well. Got a beautiful family.
Beautiful family. And it was him and his wife, and they were talking about his son and wasn't very verbal, and so they had him tested for autism. And his son is autistic. And Tony said, I got a lot of those traits. I've always been, and if you remember Tony was never the guy that came on the show a lot. He wasn't the guy they put in the press conferences. I don't know that I remember a thing Tony ever, like Tony wasn't.
He was very reserved.
Very reserved. And he said, that's kind of me. And at 31 years old, Tony Snell went and got tested, and he is autism on the spectrum. And it was interesting, JJ, in that piece, how he reacted to that, what he said.
It was almost like a weight was lifted off his shoulders.
He said it was flat out. It wasn't like, oh, my goodness. He said, all of a sudden I saw the world clearer. It explained why I felt the way I felt. I never was very social. I never connected with people. He said, I always felt that I was different. And now he said it's going to be his mission. He's going to get involved with Special Olympics. He wants his son to know that he's there for him, that he's not different. And his wife said something, and it's kind of weird, right? As you sit around and think about, gosh, why did it take till he was 31 to figure out this? Why did, all this help? And she made something really interesting comment, that he might not have had this career if it was diagnosed early, because if it would have got out, well, he's autistic and we don't want a guy. And you know how when you go through a draft, they're always holding something against you. They're always looking for a reason to not like you.
Tony straight up said that.
Yeah.
He said they would have put a cap on me of what I would have been able to do.
It's amazing, isn't it?
But watching this interview, and it's popping up all over social media. Today's show, I retweeted it. You know, you're seeing everyone put it out there. If you want to watch the story, it is fantastic. And Craig Melvin is the interviewer in this because he's happy.
Yeah,
and he has a great family. Two
That's
young
the most
kids.
personality I've ever seen out of him.
But I think it, as you set out, like Tony, it just brought clarity to, oh, I'm not different. There's not something wrong with me. It's just who I am.
He said it was like putting on 3D glasses. He said all of a sudden it made clear all of these things I felt my whole life.
Trouble connecting with people and just being reserved to yourself.
Social. Yeah, all of those things. It's fascinating. I would suggest you go to JJ's Twitter. While you're there, follow him. It's _JJ Buck, and take a look at that story. It's about a former Lobo,
and he still looks fantastic.
And he's still balling.
Tony's
right?
ready. Like,
is he not balling?
3-and-D. I don't think he's on a roster right now. But
31 years old, he made millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. Good for him, and a beautiful family. And now he's kind of figured something out, and he's got another cause. And I promise you, Tony Snell will be really good for that
the
community.
Enchantment could use him if he wants to play some basketball.
That'd be something, huh? That'd be something. Terry, you're on the Sports Animal. Good morning, Terry.
Good Friday, everyone. Happy Father's Day to all three of y'all. It brings back how 2 years fly by. I remember 2 years ago, I was telling Mike I was wishing for him to not get any unexpected cards in the mail, and I'm sure his girlfriend didn't want him to get any unexpected cards in the mail this time of year. But I digress on that. So, JJ, props to your teams winning. You're now bogarting all the championship. Jeez.
He's wearing his Stanley Cup shirt. Yeah, he's got his Avalanche T-shirt on right now with the cup.
Yeah, my team hasn't won anything in 15 months, man. JJ's just taking it all. So, you know, Coach Malone, he got his little burn in on the Pat McAfee show on LeBron because he said, let me start this by saying I'm thinking about retiring. And McAfee fell off his chair. You know, it was
really
kind of one of those.
Was he hammered when he said it?
Probably.
Was he drunk on Trulies?
He sounded a little sober there, but he wanted to get that dig in. I think that was yesterday and all that.
Cute.
But yeah, he definitely was having a good old time from that, and props to him. Enjoy the moment. Now recall, since I'm going back in history, remember he had that one texter emailer that just was so sad that Tony Snell made a lot of money, and it would call in every time complaining about how much Tony Snell made. I was like, get a life, dude. You know, the guy's doing well. Let him enjoy it. But that's Albuquerque for you. For the U.S. Open, you know, the windmill and the clown's mouth holes must have been playing well. I hear the scores. I guess I'm kind of hypocritical because I used to, some of the times when they play and hear it was a good shot but a bad break, I was like, come on, you know, if you hit a good shot, you know, get rewarded. But if you don't, big time penalties are fine. So, yeah, I think the scores will come down today and all that. And of course, and this is mean, but I was like last night listening to local TV, and if you're carrying the U.S. Open on your station, you might want to know how to pronounce names. But Xander Schauffele, have you heard of Xander Schauffele? God,
it's a new dance they do at the weddings. It's the hey everybody, we're doing the Xander Shuffle.
Can I get the side of shuffle with that, please?
Yeah,
shuffle fries.
It's like,
they play the San Diego State fight song, and we all line dance to the Xander Shuffle.
The Xander Shuffle. But you guys all enjoy your Father's Day and your families, and DC, you too, is a new kid on the block. Even though I know you got a few years on you. But, you know, have a great time. Enjoy your
See you, Terry. Happy Father's Day, man. Enjoy it.
Tony Snell, $52.6 million in his NBA career.
Good for him.
Congratulations.
Yeah, good for him.
Man.
All right, so we all next wedding, and we all kind of do a line dance. It's the Xander Shuffle. Somebody
got
say
next.
Man, yeah, I do hear.
You know who's back in the Mountain West? Did you see this?
No.
Assistant coach of Colorado State, Tim Shelton.
I did see that the other day, and he was. Where did he leave? He
leaving
left
Oregon State.
Oregon State because of the NIL. So I read that story yesterday, because Oregon State couldn't keep up with the big boys NIL wise, and he felt they couldn't compete, and he couldn't go out and recruit. Tim Shelton's claim to fame on our show is that great rap video he did. Gosh, it was great. Eight years ago. It's called Aztec Motto. DC. It's one of the best team themed songs and videos period in the history of college and or pro sports. You agree?
It's very good.
It's well produced, really it's really good.
A lot of people try to replicate it, duplicate it, and they never could.
And they failed. Remember when I took a picture of him to send to you he's like, "What are you doing, man?
Why are you taking a photo of me?"
And I went over and told him about it. We were at the Mountain West tournament. He's like, "What are you doing, man?" I know. He went there because he said, Oregon State, because of their NIL situation, couldn't compete, and he was out having problems recruiting, right? So he went to Colorado State. What does that tell you?
That within the Mountain West, these schools are very competitive.
Yeah. But I would tell you Colorado State's probably got better resources right now than Oregon State.
Versus what they're...
Yeah. Well, but
who he's recruiting and who they're recruiting.
But now we're seeing more and more Mountain West schools go up against Pac-12 schools. Now you're not beating UCLA and Arizona, and UCLA's gone, and SC's gone, but you're not beating Arizona and maybe Oregon for recruits. But nowadays, like, didn't we just watch New Mexico beat a couple Pac-12 schools? San Diego State's beat some Pac-12 schools on players. I don't recall. Maybe I'm mistaken. Did a Pac-12 school make it to the Final Four this year? The Mountain West team did, right? I mean, you can get there from wherever you are. Now, who's going to pay you the most? It's NIL. That's what people want, because I think you watched a team from Conference USA and the Mountain West get to the Final Four this year, and I don't recall a Pac-12 team. I don't recall a Big 12 team. Do you? Yeah. I don't recall a Big 10 team either. Do you? Who won it all? Oh, yeah, it was Big East.
I thought they were going to be the Big 24, so they have more opportunity.
So they got everybody. Yeah. Dan says, I hit a hole in one. 2 banks over the windmill and through the clown's mouth. Ha, ha, ha. Ricky looks like the best shape I've ever seen him. Yeah, he looks good. He looks really good. All right, we're going to wrap you up when we come back. Get you ready for your Father's Day weekend. You guys are taking a 3-day. I got to work on Monday. Not here, but I got to work on Monday. So you guys are taking a 3-day weekend. Many of you are as well. Father's Day, so we'll get you ready for the weekend, get you a leaderboard update, and boy, a lot's happened since we've been on the air this morning. Get you caught up on all of it next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am an Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, Contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit.
Story, Joe Franklin, the longtime cross-country and track and field coach at UNM, guy who's won 2 national championships and has I'm going to tell you in the history of UNM sports, and you're going to tell me I'm hyperbolic, but I'm not. Has been the most successful coach in the history of UNM sports. He is leaving UNM to take the job at Louisville. He was on the show with us today. If you missed the conversation, I strongly suggest you listen to it. It's wherever you get your podcasts on our website, sportsanimalabq.com, and go to Opening Drive. Joe has won 2 national championships, had a bunch of individual national champions, 200-plus All-Americas, 26 conference titles, and just an insanely good human. But, JJ, the biggest impact I think Joe made is coming in and saying, yeah, we are New Mexico, instead of using it as a crutch, using it as a positive. And the best thing I heard him say today, when you asked him, when did you believe that this place, you can do it here? And he said, before I got here.
It's unbelievable commitment. You look at the student athletes that he's brought in, All-Americans, Olympians, national championships at UNM, just incredible career here in Albuquerque, and wish him the best of luck, and it's going to be big shoes to fill.
Big shoes. Just as good of a dude as there's been. So Joe Franklin's leaving. That's the big local story this morning. Lots of big national news. Ja Morant suspended for 25 games, the first 25 games of the season by the NBA for reckless conduct. So he will miss the first 25 games. Michael Jordan completes his sale of the Charlotte Hornets. Deion Sanders said he may have to have his foot amputated. And the Warriors stay in-house and they elevate Michael Dunleavy Jr. to their general manager position, replacing Bob Myers, who was the architect of that franchise. So there's a lot going on. We didn't even get into this. If this is true, and I'm going to preface this one again, right? Because it's like the Trevor Bauer stuff we talked about yesterday. I'm not going to convict a man based on somebody's report, because many, many times we have heard that it's allegations. But if the allegations that are being leveled against Conor McGregor are true, it's disgusting. Conor McGregor, the UFC star, been accused of assaulting a woman during the NBA Finals last week in Miami. Remember when he was there and he knocked out the mascot and sent the mascot to the hospital? There's a woman said that he violently forced himself upon her inside a VIP men's bathroom at the arena, aggressively kissed her, attempt to force her into multiple sex acts. So, JJ, there's a report that NBA security aided this in separating her from her friend, forcing her into the bathroom where McGregor and his security team were there. She couldn't get out. But then where the story gets weird is somehow she kicked him or something. She's not getting away from Conor McGregor. You aren't, I am. I mean, that's where the story gets weird. But all the rest of this stuff, man, is. Did you read the story?
Yeah. At the end, also, apparently she left her purse or something and came back and they gave it to her.
They didn't want to give it to her, though. She had to beg for it back. And
very bizarre.
I'm not going to sit here. I can't. Right, innocent until proven guilty. It's like the Trevor Bauer stuff. And sometimes I wonder where these allegations come from. And, does somebody completely fabricate them? Is there some truth to this? If it's true, and that's the preface, he's got to be done, right? We got to be done.
A lot of these guys, if there's smoke, there's fire, because this isn't the first time there's been incidents or issues with Conor McGregor.
If this is true, I mean, you start getting into the details and the weeds, and I'm not going to interrupt your breakfast on this, but it makes you want to puke if it's true. All right, let me get what you sent in this morning. Vegas baseball. Jeff, this was yesterday. Jonesing for hoops, says Dan, Jeffrey, Juan Jose, and Derek Charles. Here's a good old school movie for you if you're suffering from basketball withdrawals. And he sent me a link to Luby Best. I don't even know what that is. All right, appreciate you. Big year from Harold's the volleyball guy, from Tom Paul Glazer. Jeffy took over the team and struggled with the coaching change. Then COVID, and it was a lot more than a delayed season. Start playing games in empty pit. I don't think people realize the damage the governor did to the volleyball program with no weight room for 2 years, and things that go along with that, like the training table. Trying to conduct team meetings with only 5 allowed to get together at a time, not being able to recruit in town, quarantine, challenges other programs didn't have to deal with. No, they all had to deal with it. With that said, this season, Lobo Volleyball has to show that it's finally behind them and show significant progress in 2023. Right, JJ?
Yes.
The big season for Lobo Volleyball, DC. Beyond that. Gopher says expecting big-time Denver Nuggets World Championship hoe today, Jeff. Is that all right? Was my hoe okay?
It's pretty good.
All right. What else you got? Nunez couldn't throw some of that cash, some of that unearned money at Dickie P. Let me rephrase this. Maurice says, instead of throwing a bunch of unearned money at Dickie P, can't Nunez use some of that cash to keep Franklin, Jeff? No, it's already spent. What's more important, your men's basketball program or your...
Well, I think if you listen to Joe, this was also a family decision. What, they're 70 miles away from a lot of his wife's family now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, money's not going to overcome everything.
And there's opportunity and there's something different. Sometimes you just want to go do something different. Fast Break was the movie, if you want some hoops, that he sent me the link to. All right, let me update you on the leaderboard as we stand now. Second round U.S. Open is underway out at L.A. Country Club. Your leaders will go off this afternoon. That's both Ricky Fowler and Xander Schauffele, or the Xander Shuffle, if you prefer. Wyndham Clark's made a little move today, -1 on the day after 3. He's up to -7, so he's 1 stroke back. Rory's even after 1. Brian Harmon's given a stroke back. So nobody's really making a move. Your boy Tony Finau picked up a stroke.
It's
He's
early.
3 back. It's super early.
Who goes on the run?
So you tell
Who do
me.
you think makes a push?
So from like 23 up, I think Scheffler makes a push today. I wouldn't be stunned if Bryson does.
Bryson. That's a good start. I'm really fascinated to see how Brooks responds.
Well, he's 9 strokes.
The way,
No, he'll make a run today. Brooks will put up a 65 today.
And his mindset, how he's talking about he wants double-digit majors. He wants to be one of the greatest ever in that conversation.
Yeah.
Got to put a run together today.
Yeah, I expect he will. And he was close yesterday. He missed a lot of putts, but he was right on it. Phil, where was Mickelson? He's at even now. He's 1 over for the day. Projected cut right now is 1 over par. Top 58 or top 56 in ties, I think is what it is. So watch it today. What do you think of the golf in primetime, by the way? Did you like the primetime golf?
I thought that was awesome.
I really liked it too.
Yeah, I just turned it on and went about my evening. It was great.
And first I'm like, this isn't live, is it? And I'm like, oh wait, it is. And the fact, because you got, the solstice is next week, you got one of the longest days of the year. And you've got it on the West Coast, so it puts it in prime time on the East Coast. They had primetime golf until 11 o'clock at night on the East Coast yesterday.
That's awesome.
No, it's freaking great. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed that yesterday. And I think you get it again tonight as we go through it. All right. United are home tomorrow. Coach Quill, debut. They play Rio Grande Valley. What do you expect out of that tomorrow? I really don't know.
Not a lot of changes in just 1 week, but a team probably going to try to take more chances, play a few long balls over the top, be aggressive. It's still a process.
Okay. Thanks to Joe Franklin. He was with us like 10 minutes after the announcement came out. Really appreciated him spending some time with us today. Nick Nee, the director of golf over at San Diego Golf Club, is with us today as well. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On is here at 4 o'clock, and then Isotopes at Tacoma. No show on Monday. It's Juneteenth. We'll be back on Tuesday with award-winning radio for you then. Great week, Adrian. DC, happy Father's Day. Great week. Appreciate everything.
Father's Day, everyone.
Big weekend for you, huh?
Huge.
Enjoy it. Happy Father's Day. Have a great, safe weekend, boys and girls. Be good to each other. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll talk to you on Tuesday.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are